Hello everyone, nature enthusiasts. Today, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of extinct species, specifically focusing on Agroecomyrmex, a unique type of ant. Agroecomyrmex is a genus of ants that belong to the subfamily Myrmicinae. These ants were found in the western United States, primarily in the Mojave Desert and the Colorado Plateau. They were named after the Greek word for farm due to their close association with agricultural areas. Unfortunately, Agroecomyrmex is now extinct, likely due to human activities such as deforestation and urbanization. This highlights the importance of preserving our natural habitats and the species that inhabit them. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the fascinating world of extinct species. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing content. Until next time, have a nice day. Agroecomyrmex is an extinct genus of ants in the formicid subfamily Agroecomyrmecin, for which it is the type genus. The genus contains a single described species, Agroecomyrmex duisburgi. Agroecomyrmex is known from a group of Middle Eocene fossils which were found in Europe. Ants are eusocial insects of the family Formicidae and, along with the related wasps and bees, belong to the order Hymenoptera. Ants evolved from vespoid wasp ancestors in the Cretaceous period. More than 13,800 of an estimated total of 22,000 species have been classified. They are easily identified by their geniculate, elbowed antennae and the distinctive node-like structure that forms their slender waists. Ants form colonies that range in size from a few dozen individuals often living in small natural cavities to highly organized colonies that may occupy large territories with sizable nests that consist of millions of individuals or into the hundreds of millions in super colonies. Typical colonies consist of various castes of sterile, wingless females, most of which are workers' ergots, as well as soldiers' dinergates, and other specialized groups. Nearly all ant colonies also have some fertile males called drones and one or more fertile females called queen's gens. The colonies are described as superorganisms because the ants appear to operate as a unified entity, collectively working together to support the colony. Ants have colonized almost every landmass on Earth. The only places lacking indigenous ants are Antarctica and a few remote or inhospitable islands. Ants thrive in moist tropical ecosystems and may exceed the combined biomass of wild birds and mammals. Their success in so many environments has been attributed to their social organization and their ability to modify habitats, tap resources, and defend themselves. Their long coevolution with other species has led to mimetic, commensal, parasitic, and mutualistic relationships. Ant societies have division of labor, communication between individuals, and an ability to solve complex problems. These parallels with human societies have long been an inspiration and subject of study. Many human cultures make use of ants in cuisine, medication, and rites. Some species are valued in their role as biological pest control agents. Their ability to exploit resources may bring ants into conflict with humans, however, as they can damage crops and invade buildings. Some species, such as the red imported fire ant Solenopsis invicta of South America, are regarded as invasive species in other parts of the world, establishing themselves in areas where they have been introduced accidentally. Extinction is the termination of a species or other taxonomic unit when the last individual dies. It can also occur functionally when a species can no longer sustain a viable population, even if some survive. Extinction is a natural part of evolution, often caused by environmental changes or competition. However, in recent times, human activities have greatly accelerated extinction rates, leading to the loss of numerous species worldwide. A dagger symbol placed next to the name of a species or other taxon normally indicates its status as extinct. Agroecomyrmecin is a subfamily of ants containing to extant and to fossil genera. 1. The subfamily was originally classified in 1930 by Frank M. Carpenter as Agroecomyrmecin, a Myrmicinae tribe. 2. Bolton raised the tribe to subfamily status in 2003, suggesting that Agroecomyrmecin might be the sister taxon to Myrmicinae. It has since been discovered to be one of the earliest lineages of ants, a clade from the basal polytomy for all ants. 3-4. In 2014, the subfamily was expanded to 2 tribes. The tribe Agroecomyrmex was moved from the subfamily Myrmicinae to Agroecomyrmecinae. 5. The Eocene IPA, Icene, IOUEEQcene, EO, 5-6, is a geological epoch that lasted from about 56 to 33.9 million years ago Ma. It is the second epoch of the Paleogene period in the modern Cenozoic era. The name Eocene comes from the ancient Greek d sigma evs, dawn, and kappa alpha iota nu s sigma canis, new, and refers to the dawn of modern new fauna that appeared during the epoch. 7-8. The Eocene spans the time from the end of the Paleocene epoch to the beginning of the Oligocene epoch. The start of the Eocene is marked by a brief period in which the concentration of the carbon isotope 1,3C in the atmosphere was exceptionally low in comparison with the more common isotope 1,2C. The average temperature of Earth at the beginning of the Eocene was about 27 degrees Celsius. 9. The end is set at a major extinction event called the Grundy Cupure, the Great Break in Continuity, or the Eocene-Oligocene extinction event, which may be related to the impact of one or more large bolides in Siberia and in what is now Chesapeake Bay. As with other geologic periods, the strata that define the start and end of the epoch are well identified, though their exact dates are slightly uncertain. History and classification had described Agroecomyrmex was known only from 5 separate fossils: the holotype worker, number 639 10,246, plus 3 paratype workers and a single paratype female, which are fossilized as inclusions in transparent chunks of Baltic amber. 1 Baltic amber is approximately 46 million years old, having been deposited during Lutetian stage of the Middle Eocene. There is debate on what plant family the amber was produced by, with evidence supporting relatives of either an Agathis relative or a Pseudolyryx relative. So all the type specimens were collected over 125 years ago, and when first described, were part of the University of Königsberg amber collection. The fossils were first studied by Austrian entomologist Gustav Mayr, who placed the species in the living genus Myrmica. Mayer's 1868 type description of the new species was published in the journal Beiträger, Natterkin Preußens. 1. The species was moved to the new genus Agroecomyrmex in a short note in 1910 by William Morton Wheeler. Wheeler expanded upon and gave a full description of the new genus in his 1915 paper, The Ants of the Baltic Amber. 1. In the description, Wheeler recognized the very distinct morphology of the species, and that it was not closely related to the Myrmica species. Since its description, to other related genera have been described. The late Eocene genus Eulithomyrmex from the Florissant Formation of Colorado, and the living genus Tatuidris from Central and South America. 3. Placement of the group has changed several times, with the genera being placed in the Myrmicinae tribe Agroecomyrmecin from 1930 until 2003. 4. The placement of the tribe was challenged in 2003 by Barry Bolton, who suggested a closer relationship between the group and the Poneromorph subfamilies. In addition to the suggested relationship, Bolton moved the tribe from Myrmicinae to a new subfamily, Agroecomyrmecin. 3. In zoology and botany, a paratype is a specimen of an organism that helps define what the scientific name of a species and other taxon actually represents. But it is not the holotype, and in botany is also neither an isotype nor a syntype. Often there is more than one paratype. Paratypes are usually held in museum research collections. The exact meaning of the term paratype when it is used in zoology is not the same as the meaning when it is used in botany. In both cases, however, This term is used in conjunction with holotype. Baltic amber or succinite is amber from the Baltic region, home of its largest known deposits. It was produced sometime during the Eocene epoch, but exactly when is controversial. It has been estimated that this forested region provided the resin for more than 100,000 tons of amber. 1. Today, more than 90% of the world's amber comes from Kaliningrad Oblast of Russia. It is a major source of income for the region. The local Kaliningrad amber combine extracted to 150 tons of it in 2014 and 400 tons in 2015. 3. Baltic amber is also found in Poland, as well as the Baltic states. Bitterfeld amber from the brown coal mines near Bitterfeld in Germany was previously thought to be redeposited Baltic amber, but is now known to be chemically distinct, though like with Ukrainian Rovno amber, it is thought to have been deposited around the same time as Baltic amber. For because Baltic amber contains from 3 to 8% succinic acid, it is also termed Succinata is a genus of ants within the subfamily Myrmicinae. 2. It is widespread throughout the temperate regions of the whole Arctic and high mountains in Southeast Asia. 3. The genus consists of around 200 known species and additional subspecies. 2. Although this figure is likely to rise as soon as the Chinese and Nearctic fauna lists are revised. 5. Description: new genus was described from a full alate female, and for workers, all of the workers being preserved in a curled-up position, obscuring details. Overall, it is estimated the female would have been around 5.5 millimeters, 0.22 in long, while the workers range between 4 and 5 millimeters, 0.16 and 0.20 in. Duisburgi individuals have heads which are nearly square, being just slightly longer than wide, and slightly wider behind than in front. Individuals have small, very convexly shaped eyes, which are placed near the back edge of the head capsule and completely lack ocelli. The mandibles are short and rounded and have 5 unequal teeth. The antennae are composed of 13 segments, the terminal free-forming a distinct club shape. The head and thorax have a strongly reticulated structuring to the exoskeleton and having an overall black coloration. 1. Agroecomyrmex can be separated from Eulithomyrmex based on the features of the head, with Agroecomyrmex displaying larger mandibles and a smaller antennal club. For alate, Latin latus, from ala wing is an adjective and noun used in entomology and botany to refer to something that has wings or wing-like structures. 1. A simple eye or ocellus, sometimes called a pigment pit 1-2, is a form of eye or an optical arrangement which has a single lens without the sort of elaborate retina that occurs in most vertebrates. These eyes are called simple to distinguish them from compound eyes, which have multiple lenses. They are not necessarily simple in the sense of being uncomplicated or basic. The structure of an animal's eye is determined by the environment in which it lives and the behavioral tasks it must fulfill to survive. Arthropods differ widely in the habitats in which they live, as well as their visual requirements for finding food or conspecifics and avoiding predators. Consequently, an enormous variety of eye types are found in arthropods to overcome visual problems or limitations. Use of the term simple eye is flexible and must be interpreted in proper context. For example, the eyes of most large animals are camera eyes and are sometimes considered simple because a single lens collects and focuses an entire image onto the retina, analogous to a camera. By other criteria, the presence of a complex retina distinguishes the vertebrate camera eye from the simple stemma or ommatidia, which make up compound eyes. Additionally, not all invertebrate ocelli and ommatidium have simple photoreceptors. Many have various forms of retinula, a retina-like cluster of photoreceptor cells, including the ommatidia of most insects and the central eyes of camel spiders, jumping spiders, and some other predatory spiders with seemingly simple eyes also emulate retinal vision in various ways. Many insects have unambiguously compound eyes consisting of multiple lenses up to tens of thousands, but achieve an effect similar to that of a camera eye, in that each ommatidium lens focuses light onto a number of neighboring reticulae. A compound eye may consist of thousands of individual photoreceptor units, or ommatidium, singular. The image perceived is a combination of inputs from the numerous ommatidia individual eye units, which are located on a convex surface, thus pointing in slightly different directions. Compared with simple eyes, compound eyes possess a very large view angle and can detect fast movement and, in some cases, the polarization of light. 19. Because the individual lenses are so small, the effects of diffraction impose a limit on the possible resolution that can be obtained, assuming that they do not function as phased rays. This can only be countered by increasing lens size and number. To see with a resolution comparable to our simple eyes, humans would require very large compound eyes, around 11 meters 36 feet in radius. 20 compound eyes fall into two groups: apposition eyes, which form multiple inverted images, and superposition eyes, which form a single erect image. 21 compound eyes are common in arthropods, annelids, and some bivalved mollusks. 22 compound eyes in arthropods grow at their margins by the addition of new ommatidia. 23 apposition eye supposition eyes are the most common form of eyes and are presumably the ancestral form of compound eyes. They are found in all arthropod groups, although they may have evolved more than once within this phylum. Some annelids and bivalves also have apposition eyes. They are also possessed by limulus, the horseshoe crab, and there are suggestions that other chelicerates develop their simple eyes by reduction from a compound starting point. 1. Some caterpillars appear to have evolved compound eyes from simple eyes in the opposite fashion. Apposition eyes work by gathering a number of images, one from each eye, and combining them in the brain, with each eye typically contributing a single point of information. The typical apposition eye has a lens focusing light from one direction on the rhabdom, while light from other directions is absorbed by the dark wall of the ommatidium. The mandible, from Latin mandibula or manbulum, a jaw. One of an arthropod is a pair of mouth parts used either for biting or cutting and holding food. Mandibles are often simply called jaws. Mandibles are present in the extant subphylum Myriapoda, Millipedes, and others, Crustacea and Hexapoda, insects, etc. These groups make up the clade Mandibulata, which is currently believed to be the sister group to the rest of arthropods, the clade Arachnomorpha Chelicerata and Trilobita. Unlike the chelicerae of arachnids, mandibles can often be used to chew food. Mandibulates also differ by having antennae, and also by having three distinct body regions: head, thorax, and abdomen. The cephalothorax, or prosoma, of chelicerates is a fusion of head and thorax. Animal coloration is the general appearance of an animal resulting from the reflection or emission of light from its surfaces. Some animals are brightly colored, while others are hard to see. In some species, such as the peafowl, the male has strong patterns, conspicuous colors, and is iridescent, while the female is far less visible. There are several separate reasons why animals have evolved colors. Camouflage enables an animal to remain hidden from view. Animals use color to advertise services, such as cleaning to animals of other species, to signal their sexual status to other members of the same species, and in mimicry, taking advantage of the warning coloration of another species. Some animals use flashes of color to divert attacks by startling predators. Zebras may possibly use motion dazzle, confusing a predator's attack by moving a bold pattern rapidly. Some animals are colored for physical protection, with pigments in the skin to protect against sunburn, while some frogs can lighten or darken their skin for temperature regulation. Finally, animals can be colored incidentally. For example, blood is red because the hem pigment needed to carry oxygen is red. Animals colored in these ways can have striking natural patterns. Animals produce color in both direct and indirect ways. Direct production occurs through the presence of visible colored cells known as pigment which are particles of colored material, such as freckles. Indirect production occurs by virtue of cells known as chromatophores, which are pigment-containing cells, such as hair follicles. The distribution of the pigment particles in the chromatophores can change under hormonal or neuronal control. For fishes, it has been demonstrated that chromatophores may respond directly to environmental stimuli like visible light, UV radiation, temperature, pH, chemicals, etc. One color change helps individuals in becoming more or less visible and is important in agonistic displays and in camouflage. Some animals, including many butterflies and birds, have microscopic structures and scales, bristles, or feathers, which give them brilliant iridescent colors. Other animals, including squid and some deep-sea fish, can produce light, sometimes of different colors. Animals often use two or more of these mechanisms together to produce the colors and effects they need. Antennae are connected to the first one or to segments of the arthropod head. They vary widely in form, but are always made of one or more jointed segments. While they are typically sensory organs, the exact nature of what they sense and how they sense it is not the same in all groups. Functions may variously include sensing touch, air motion, heat, vibration, sound, and especially smell or taste. 2. Antennae are sometimes modified for other purposes, such as mating, brooding, swimming, and even anchoring the arthropod to a substrate. 2. Larval arthropods have antennae that differ from those of the adult. Many crustaceans, for example, have free-swimming larvae that use their antennae for swimming. Antennae can also locate other group members if the insect lives in a group, like the ant. The common ancestor of all arthropods likely had one pair of uniramus, unbranched antennal-like structures, followed by one or more pairs of biramous having two major branches, leg-like structures, as seen in some modern crustaceans and fossil trilobites. 3. Except for the chelicerates and protorans, which have none, all non-crustacean arthropods have a single pair of antennae. 4. Hey there, fellow nature enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Agroecomyrmex, an extinct species of ants. These incredible creatures once roamed the earth, but sadly, they're no longer with us. Imagine the wonder of these tiny creatures with their unique characteristics and behaviors. They were part of the rich tapestry of life on our planet, and their loss is a testament to the fragility of our ecosystems. As we continue to explore the natural world, let's remember the importance of preserving and protecting all forms of life, from the largest to the smallest. By understanding and appreciating the diversity of species, we can work together to create a sustainable future for all. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the natural world. Until next time, keep exploring.